All this is brilliantly and tellingly said, but we must plead for distinction. Everything depends on the reality of a poet's classic character. If he is a dubious classic, let us shift him. If he is a false classic, let us explode him. But if he is a real classic, if his work belongs to the class of the very best, for this is the true and the right meaning of the word classic, classical, then the great thing for us is to feel and enjoy his work as deeply as ever we can, and to appreciate the wide difference between it and all work which has not the same high character. This is what is salutary. This is what is formative. This is the great benefit to be got from the study of poetry. Everything which interferes within it, which hinders it, it injurious. True, we must read our classic with open eye and not with eyes blind with superstition. We must perceive when his work comes shorter, when it drops out of the class for the very best, and we must rate it in such cases at its proper value. But the use of this negative criticism is not in itself. It is entirely in its enabling us to have a clearer sense and a deeper enjoyment of what is truly excellent. To trace the labor, to attempt the weakness, the failure of the genuine classic, to acquaint oneself with his time and his life and his historical relationship is mere literally dilettantism unless it has the clear sense and deeper enjoyment for its end. It may be said that the more we know about a classic, the better we shall enjoy him. And if we live as long as a Methuselah and had all us had of the perfect clearness and wills of the perfect steadfastness, this might be true in fact as it is plausible in theory. But the case here is much the same as the case with the Greek and Latin studies of our schoolboys. The elaborate philosophical groundwork which we acquire then to lay is in theory an admirable preparation for appreciating the Greek and Latin authors worthily. The more thoroughly we lay the groundwork, the better we shall be able, it may be said, to enjoy the authors. True, if time were not so short and schoolboys' wits not so soon tired and their power of attention exhausted, only as it is the elaborate philological preparation goes on, but the authors are little known and less enjoyed. So with the investigators of the historic origin in poetry, he ought to enjoy the true classical all the battles of his investigations. He often is distracted from the enjoyment of the best, and with the less good he overbusies himself and is prone to overrate in proportion to the trouble which it has cost him.